S-Word.
Featuring Will Gavin and Master Tess Fassian.
And a squad of big-name contributors.
The S-Word.
From talkSPORT.
Who's hosting the show? That's what I want to know. This guy's here. Flex is here. We are here for the S-Word from talkSPORT. I'm Will Gavin. Flex is alongside me. And yes, as England enter the tournament, don't just enter the tournament, enter it in barnstorming fashion. We've kicked Master Tess Fassian off the show for the day, and we are celebrating the 3 Lions. It's coming home, baby. We're going to talk Jude Bellingham. Why is he not universally loved? Because he absolutely should be. We talk Harry Kane and his deeper lying role, and just, let people know. Don't worry about it. He's excellent there. And we're going to talk a little bit about, you're going to back up Lionel Messi not being sent off. Christina Unkel's going to join the show. Former England striker Kevin Davis is joining the show. We'll talk Cristiano Ronaldo. What on earth was he doing yesterday against the Democratic Republic of Congo? There we go. I just didn't want to say Dr. Congo again after yesterday. We'll look back on all of yesterday's games. We'll look forward to tonight's games. We've got games to play galore. It's going to be a really fun show today, so stick around for the S-Word. Beautiful stuff. Right, do get involved with the S-Word. We are live on SiriusXM XMFC. Obviously, I just enjoyed myself a little too much watching the England game last night. We're on TuneIn. We're on Tubi. We're on Fox Soccer. We're on talkSPORT's YouTube channel. We're on the S-Word YouTube channel. You can get us as a podcast on Spotify in video form now on Apple Podcast. Absolutely everywhere. We are massive. Will Gavin, Flex just sitting there saying, we're in all these places. Why aren't I getting paid?
Work experience, mate.
Not even that. We're not paying for his train fare or anything. And look, last night, a sensational night again in the World Cup. The first round of group stage games is done. A little bit later in the hour, I'm going to give my power rankings for the first round of matches from the tournament so far. A top 10 of performances from teams. But we are going to start things off as 2 proud Englishmen sat here presenting a show to our brethren in the United States, talking about England 4, Croatia 2.
A nation hopes that this time is our time.
Hopefully everyone fastened their seatbelts because it was quite a ride.
Decision, retake.
Who are we to argue with the officials?
At the second time of asking. Slightly longer run up this time. Little stutter once more. The same way. England lead by a golden L. Number 80 for Captain Kane.
I have almost the feeling we wanted a bit too much and it held us back.
Declan Rice about to take this corner. It's an away swinger. Left arm above his head. And a bullet header gives England the lead. He's done it again. Harry Kane.
How valuable is he going to be to England?
Headed down by Perisic. Musa 2-2. You're not going to win a World Cup conceding goals like those 2.
So there's more to come. We have to improve.
Oh, what a start of the second half. Jude Bellingham.
Bellingham's dictating the pace of what we're doing at the moment.
In he comes from Rashford, keeping his feet and winning the game for England.
Game, set and match.
England 4, Croatia 2.
Coming up on the show today, we are going to reflect on all the action from day 7 as match day 1 of the World Cup is now in the books. But we have to start off in Dallas, Arlington, AT&T, whatever you want to call it, the Dallas Palace, where last night England put on an absolute show. 4-2 winners over Croatia. Well, Gavin, Flex alongside me. Flex, how did you, last night, if people haven't seen it yet on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, you were watching the game last night with Jason Cundy, with Jamie O'Hara. Even our friends in America know who those guys are. How are you here? How do you have a voice? How have you survived?
Tough ask. Tough gig. Tough ask. Tough recovery. It was brilliant. It was watching a game with those 2. I knew what I was letting myself in for, and they've got such a great chemistry, such a great bromance. But most of all, just great vibes, great energy. And I just found it intriguing just how much they argue.
Mm-hmm.
They just argue.
How legitimate it is.
It's not, people think it's just for show.
You see the clips on social, you see it during the show, and you think, when the lights go off and between the breaks. No, they are like that all the time.
And then you start getting it back from Jamie yourself. So I'm saying, Flex, just stop. You're talking rubbish. rubbish. And I'm like, no, but it's not. It's not rubbish. It's not this. And you start winding them up. And then listen, it was just good vibes. And you go through the roller coaster of emotions whilst watching the game. And what you always realise, what I always tend to realise after the game, like most of us do, is that step back of like, you are on the end of every ball being kicked, every corner, every foul, every misplaced pass. And you're like, this isn't right. Oh, fix this. Oh, this, that, and the other. And at the end, when it's like said and done, you go, that was really good.
Yeah. Do you know what?
That was just
and
really
this is where I want to start with, right? I heard a lot of, in the office today, a lot of classic English pessimism going on, a lot of talking about the defensive mistakes. I mean, the first half, England dominated a majority of it, but the first 5 minutes looked very nervy.
Yeah, they were very nervy.
And then the next 40 minutes, obviously you get the penalty, you get the headed goal, 2 set-piece goals for Harry Kane. But other than that, they dominated possession, they dominated territory for the most part. And it is slightly concerning that Croatia only really had 2 clear-cut chances and scored. 2 great goals. And, you know, we talked about the young lad from Como yesterday, scores a screamer. What a run from Perisic, what a header back, what a great goal from a Croatian perspective. But this was the toughest group game of any of the seeds to launch the groups, right? This is the highest ranked team anyone faced. Croatia have been to World Cup finals, World Cup semi-finals. Like, they have been there. They have beaten England in qualifying. They've beaten England in tournaments. To watch a game where it wasn't stodgy, we weren't just playing for possession and playing for field position and not thinking about actually going out and winning a game, where we were positive. And I have to say, and we heard from Anthony Gordon on talkSPORT last night, the way that Thomas Tuchel made adjustments at half-time, the way he addressed that team, the way he told them they're not playing the way he's seen in training, they're not playing with the intensity he expects, and then for them to come out, score that quickly after half-time, playing perfect Tuchel ball, overloading on the outside, fullback making the run he wants them to make, score that Jude Bellingham goal. And I have to say, the moment that goal went in, sigh of relief, never worried after that.
Yeah, and you didn't look back after that. And literally, I feel like it was a sliding doors moment for our squad to realise we got a top manager. Mm-hmm. You know, they pretty much said it. Well, Declan Rice said that. He said, you know, it's when you realise at half-time that we've got a top manager here. Harry Kane alluded to it as well, etc., etc. And it is that penny dropping of like, no, we can trust him. He's actually elite. Like, he will get into us. He will be able to get us to go for it. And as an England fan, seeing us have an array of shots, you know, pounding down the door of the Croatian goal. And actually, really, their goalkeeper could have been man of the match. He you know, especially second half, he was incredible. I don't know how we didn't score more. And when it came to the critical moments, because it wasn't all good, like there were some bits that you could question maybe some of the starting 11, a little bit of ring rust in there. Why is Gahey not playing? Stones and Konsa didn't look the best at points.
But you improve as a tournament goes on, right?
And then that's exactly what we've been saying. It's like, but then we can overthink these things of looking for perfection in game one from every single player, and we leave no room for manoeuvring of, actually, they can grow into the tournament. The relationship between Konsa and Stones can grow whilst
second time that starting 11 has played together.
Exactly.
Only the second time.
But it felt weird that is the fact. That is a stat when it's like the World Cup game number one. You should have the team that has played together through the qualifier. So it has been weird where we've kind of done it not completely one way in qualifiers and a complete different way now we're at the tournament. But a lot of the constants that we thought that will be taken through to the World Cup. You know, look, the Jude Bellingham situation, it has been up for debate because it's been a rocky time for him. It's been a rocky season for him. He's admitted that, ups and downs of injuries, etc., turmoil at Real Madrid. And maybe we'll know one day in Jude's book, but it didn't look like it got off on the right foot under Tuchel. There was some work to be done there. And it felt like throughout qualifying that this shirt was Morgan Rogers. And throughout qualifying, he was fantastic. And to me, I've always had Jude as being that guy. But things just started to iron out, as we came into the tournament. And when I see it last night of him unleashing those substitutes and every single one of them having an impact from coming on, that's what we're not used to it. That's what I learned. What I learned yesterday was, as an England fan and England fans, we're not used to a manager going, I've got weapons here. We're not going to consolidate. We're going to go and kill this game. Before the game, I'm saying, with the greatest of respect to Modric and Kovacic and Perisic, we should be retiring them. See when Modric came off? That was my bit of like, yeah, that's what's meant to happen in this. We're meant to say, Modric, fantastic career,
the back. Good
generational midfielder, not tonight. Not tonight. Perisic, even though he did get an assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even had a little stint at Spurs and yeah, not tonight. Kovacic, I forgot he was even at Man City. I forgot he was there when he came on the other week. But again, for you, yeah, he's been at Real Madrid, been at Chelsea, been at big clubs, but yeah, it's the next gen now. And that started to happen. In the first half, we were giving them too much respect. We were sitting off them too much, and the second goal was indicative of that.
Massively.
And I don't understand why.
Producer Roddy will tell you, he came around and watched it at mine last night. Weird thing with these late kickoffs as it is in the UK, like, I watched it at home and quite happily last night instead of being in the pub, which was very weird. But just before the goal, you're just saying there's only 20 seconds left in the half. Press out. Just press, just go. And then lovely ball over the top. Great header back. It's a great goal.
It was poorly defended. And he runs off Reece James. Konsa doesn't really know where he's at. It's calamitous from our end as well in terms of bad defending. Like it was well executed by Croatia, but alarmingly basic errors from ourselves, which you would go are easy to fix.
Let's talk about you mentioned one of those weapons there, Jude Bellingham, right? Sensational last night.
Yeah,
absolutely pulled the strings. Yes. Crashed the box, driving runs.
Did everything, mate.
Just pulled everything. Yeah. And obviously he gets a great goal to start the second half. He was sensational again last night. And I'm really hoping that was the performance last night that will get England fans properly behind Jude Bellingham. And we saw scenes in Dallas last night of, you go to any bar, any kind of country bar, and there's a guy with a guitar on a stage and they're singing old sad country songs. And they were singing Hey Jude, and all the England fans were belting it out. And I'm like, have they realised that alongside Harry Kane, we have two world-class players, two truly world-class players, and that's Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. And I'm sorry, him going up and celebrating in front of the fans and giving it some. And why do people rally against that? Why do people have an issue with someone with that level of confidence? We loved it when Zidane did it. We loved it when Cantona did it at United. We love that level of, like Zlatan. He's on TV now and he's telling people the difference between arrogance and confidence, and it's a beautiful thing. Why can't we enjoy that we have got a young man who is at the top of his powers, playing sensational football, and guess what? He's feeling himself, and I'm all right with that.
At the same time, mate, we loved it when Vardy did it. When Vardy was scoring every week for Leicester and drinking cans of Red Bull and laughing at Spurs and doing all this pointing to... We loved it. So I don't understand that when it's Jude Bellingham, it's an issue. And we have to understand as England fans, or the people who have an issue with Jude, because there are millions and millions of England fans who understand exactly what Jude is and absolutely love him. But some people in the media and maybe some fans who take a dislike to Jude, they need to understand one thing. We have a genuine superstar in our team, a maverick. Now, they come in different shapes and sizes. Harry Kane's a superstar, but it looks a bit different to the type of superstar that Jude Bellingham is. But Harry Kane's a superstar. But Jude Bellingham is the type of superstar that embraces every part of that responsibility. The good, the bad, the expectation. And also, when he does deliver, he gets to say, I'm him. The CV says, I'm him. The record, the resume, whatever you want to call it, it says, I am who I say I am. I'm not phony. I'm not fake. I deliver. Who else? So, and even aside from all the theatrics and those things that we love to see, the showmanship, right? He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys in the camp, they love him. He's for the team. I've seen him in the mix zone quite a couple of times. Comes on, he's always personable. He's got time for everybody. This misconception that he's this arrogant, problem child, selfish kid. 22, 23. Forget how young he is. It's just all lies. He just isn't that guy.
22 years old. He's already played 16 games in major tournaments. That's more than anyone else in the history of football has played before they're 23 years old. Not Mbappe, not Messi, not anyone else. At 22 years old, he has played 16 games in major tournaments, more than any other 22-year-old in the history of football. This is a man who we should be hanging our hat on as being the future of England, the star to carry us forward. Harry Kane's 32 years old, right? And we'll get on to Harry Kane. He's got this tournament, maybe one more World Cup in him, depending on how he's playing. He's playing his best football of his career right now. But 32 is 32, right? Jude Bellingham could be doing this for another 4 World Cups,
100%.
in theory. And he is magnificent to watch. And the fact that he's got an aura about him, and the fact that he feels himself, and the fact that he brings the vibes, and people love him around the camp, great. Let's get behind that. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy Jude Bellingham being one of the best players on the face of the planet.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Do you know what though, Will? I do feel like it is quietening down. Like, we also should remember that Jude is celebrating. Like, he does have a lot of admirers as well. Like, maybe it's a loud minority.
It's a loud minority. You're absolutely right.
Most of the
Hugely
nation,
right.
if you say, do you love Jude Bellingham? Do you like Jude Bellingham? Should Jude Bellingham? They would say, obviously. Yeah, he's amazing. Like, he's great.
He plays for the biggest club side in the world.
Yeah, there's a 5% that would,
regularly.
like, I don't know, he's a bit arrogant, and I don't know, it's just something about him.
Forget those people.
Oh, he rubs me up the wrong way.
Enjoy Jude Bellingham. That's what we're telling you.
Stupid things that they say is absolute nonsense.
I want to talk a little bit about the Harry Kane situation because I yet again heard last night, and I heard it again this morning. Oh yeah, but he's dropping too deep.
We were part of that.
Oh yeah, but he's
part of it.
What? Who was?
On a sports bar, we was part of it.
Why?
Well, it's just,
Flex, this blows my mind. You're a ball knower.
Yeah, no, because
you're a smart bloke.
It's just emotion. Because actually, very quickly, even in the game, I started to say to Jamie, "Oh, Jamie, it's working, mate." So I said to her, it's working.
Exactly.
I was like, good dropping in.
Yeah.
and then me and Candy were laughing at it. But at the beginning, it felt like at one point, it was at the edge of our box, mate. Like, it was so deep. I was like, okay.
He made one of the best defensive blocks of the whole game.
He did.
Which kept the game low. And that was a huge moment, which kept the game going. Like, for people, and like, I'm not, when I say this, it's like a public service announcement. I'm not talking down to people. I'm just saying, trust Thomas Tuchel, trust the process because it's working. And if you've watched Harry Kane at club level this season, if you have watched him score, if you have watched him score 61 goals in 51 games at club level for Bayern Munich, one of the biggest clubs in the world, he does all of that while dropping deep, while playing the best football of his career. He's the best passer that England have of the ball. And so when he drops deep and it allows those wingers to get up on the outside, it allows the full-backs to invert inside, it allows Jude Bellingham to run beyond him, that's what makes this team tick. That's what makes this team work. Bayern Munich scored 184 goals in 55 games this season, and he was the core of that. He was the reason. He was the man that linked it together. He was the star of that team in a team that scored more than 3 goals a game across all competitions. He is a superstar because he drops deep. That's what makes him special. And so trust in Harry, trust in Thomas Tuchel. Harry dropping deep is what makes this team work. Don't expect him to be Haaland. Don't expect him to be Mbappe. He's going to work hard. He's going to drop deep, and he's going to pull the strings. And you're going to see one moment, and he's going to ping one of those crossfield balls from right to left, right to the feet of Nico O'Reilly, who'll whip one in for Jude Bellingham rushing into the box, and you're going to go, oh yeah. Yeah, it works, because it does work, and it's a beautiful thing. So get like Harry Kane dropping deep. Don't worry about it. It's working. We scored 4 goals yesterday. Let's enjoy it.
I hear you. Everything you said there, Will, you're spot on because, like I said, emotionally during the game, I was like, it's a bit too deep. But I'm talking very quickly. I'm talking like the first set and whip round the corner to Madueke where he was in. I went, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is what we're meant to be doing. And let's have it right. Scored 2 goals. I know it's 2 set pieces, but he scored. The challenge.
By the way, all right, as much as Croatia and I'll back them, they played well in the first half and you know, they frustrated us at times. The goalkeeper had a great game. How do you leave Harry Kane unmarked at a corner like that?
Yeah, it's shocking.
He's astonishingly
because they're not that good. Also, we should.
No. That's not my narrative.
Yeah,
I want to say that Croatia are brilliant, so that we did brilliant.
Yeah, but no, we can't. We have to be careful with it. This is the bit where we.
Oh no! Here we go.
You know what I mean,
here we go. The English.
Let's just. I'm not going to say like let's not get carried away because we're not as good as we say we are. But I'm just saying, like that Croatia team. Just be honest, mate. Come on. We could have started. Jude could have not played. We could have played Morgan Rogers. Rashford could have started instead of. We could have changed. Kobe could have started. We'd have beat them. But it's not time to bring it down. What I was gonna say is, you're looking at the superstars of the World Cup, right? Because there's another sub agenda going on. They're doing their own thing, and the people that are doing their own thing are people like Mbappe, Haaland, Messi. Who else? Let's say Elise.
Yeah,
you know, like the elites. And it was all eyes on Harry Kane. It was like, they've put numbers down on the board, goals, assists. Harry, you're the England talisman. Come on, brace, just like Mbappe. I've got the same goals at this World Cup as Mbappe, mate. I'm doing my job. Yes, I'm dropping deep. Look at the scoreline. Look at the scorers.
10 goals.
Says Harry Kane too.
10 goals in 12 World Cup appearances for England. Levels Gary Lineker. And here's one for you, Flex, as we go into the break. I'm going to set you a little, this isn't drive, but I'm going to set you a little no Googling.
Go on.
He is only the second England player all time to score at 3 World Cups? Who's the other one? We'll answer that question when Kevin Davis, former England striker, joins us up next on the S Word. Get involved in all the social medias at talkSPORT S Word, across Instagram, on the YouTube chat. We'll get involved in that coming up shortly. Kevin Davis up next.
From the talkSPORT presents the S Word.
No cookies. Just 2 hours of full-on football dialogue.
Every day,
talkSPORT presents
the S Word.
I keep forgetting now that we've got back 2 in the studio. I've got to go and look up there. Back with the S Word from talkSPORT. We're on the S Word YouTube channel and also on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. Plus, you may be hearing us on Sirius XMFC. We're doing a lot of reacting to the England game last night to kickstart the show. But don't worry, also coming up, we'll talk Cristiano Ronaldo's performance last night in the draw with DRC. Is it just time to accept that Cristiano Ronaldo is not a man who should be leading the line for a World Cup favourite? Plus, coming up, we'll have a Portuguese journalist on that very topic. We're going to do our World Cup power rankings from the first round of games, and we're going to do the Ronaldo line as well. We're bringing back the Mbappe line. We're making the Ronaldo line. Flex is already just, as a Man United fan, hurting deep in his soul about this whole thing.
I might just have to ask you the questions. I think you should answer them. Guilty by association, joint enterprise, all of that. I'm not sure, man.
Lots of people getting up in the chat on YouTube. Patio Joe says, very entertaining game yesterday. The second Croatian goal was sick, he said. As, do I sound cool and down with the kids when I say some of that? He says, but England played great in the second half. Am
I being harsh? My first thing was he's got a good hand to that. Should he do better?
Oh, on the goal that went between his head and hand.
Wasn't right in the corner.
Yeah, I do think he probably could have done, but we're going to let him go because it's not.
We won.
We're on the positive vibes today, and there is a lot of talk about Ronaldo in the chat as well. Ronaldo is gone. Ronaldo fake goat, but then also, Palisade Lifestyle says Ronaldo will be back, and y'all are casuals is what we're being accused of for saying this about Ronaldo. So all of that coming up on the show. But let's get to our first guest of the day. I'm delighted to say that joining us is a Blackburn legend, a Bolton legend, a Southampton legend, just a legend.
Premier League legend.
All round. Yeah. And a former England man as well. The brilliant Kevin Davis joins us on the show now. Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. Less of the Blackburn legend, that didn't quite work out, did it?
Yeah, legend was the wrong word to use, but hey, it's a good time had by all in Lancashire. We appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much. Just give us headline thoughts. What did you make of the England performance last night?
I really enjoyed it. I think, obviously, look at the second half. They came out the traps, didn't they? And I just think back to previous sort of managers, maybe Southgate, would they have done that? They could potentially have maybe lost that game or drawn that game. And I think, for me, I'm a big fan of Tuchel. It could be a masterclass bringing him in. I think, he didn't go off on it at half time. He just said, listen, this is what we do. We're sticking to the plan, believe in what we do, and just implement it a bit better. And they came out the traps, could have been 3, 4, 5 up, couldn't they, after 20 minutes. So, yeah, I think there's 1 or 2. Obviously, at the back, they can get a little bit better, but overall, lots of positive to take from that performance and off to a winning start against a very good team. So, woke up this morning feeling really, really good, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely echo that, Kevin. In terms of the manager, you said you're a big fan of Thomas Tuchel. The players have been speaking so glowingly about him, about what he said at half-time. You've been in plenty of dressing rooms. Does it seem like the pennies dropped that they believe that we have a top manager? And what's that like as a player when you're in there, when it's a new gaffer? Obviously, look, the size and stature of Thomas Tuchel and reputation is all there to be seen. But what's that moment like in the dressing room? Can you feel it? Can you see it when you feel like all players are sort of locked into what the new manager's doing?
Yeah, I think so. I've been really impressed by him. It's just the way he's quietly confident going about his business, his interviews. It's kind of, quite confidence about the way he approached everything. I think with the squad that he's picked, he's left a few big names out. And I kind of think he wants like the no ego policy. I think you look through that starting team there, you probably Bellingham, yeah, of course, got a bit of an ego, but rightly so. And I kind of feel he's like got rid of the egos and it's all about the team spirit. He's created competition in every position. And I think you look at the harmony of the squad, they've been quite relaxed, getting that balance. I think I had 1 week away with England. I loved it, but I can imagine being away 5, 6, 7 weeks. You've got to get that harmony, the balance right about relaxing, training right, all the rest, all those kind of things. And I just like his mannerisms, the way he's carrying himself, and the way that the players have responded to him, particularly in that second half. I didn't think they played that badly in the first half. A couple of good goals from Croatia, but I think just the way they responded to his information at half time gives me a lot of encouragement, really.
It's really interesting as well. Reacted to him well at half time. Anthony Barry spoke on TV as part of these amazing half-time interviews that they're doing. And I say amazing because so often coaches say nothing in these, right? Managers say nothing. They are completely pointless. And Anthony Barry comes out and gave a really honest assessment of the first half performance, called it complicated and confusing. Like, I found it really refreshing. He spoke so honestly. Tuchel spoke so honestly after the game that he wasn't happy with the first half performance, what he said to them, what he saw from the second half. Like, not only in terms of what the players are feeling, but actually I just feel like the whole operation feels so much more open, and that's something the fans should be able to buy into, hopefully. I
like it, yeah. Like I said, he didn't panic. He could easily have changed, personnel or formation, but there was no panic there, was there? It was like, this is what we've been doing in the qualifying since I've come in. This is the way we're going to play. We're going to win, lose, die by the sword, whatever. We're going to do it this way. And I think that's just, as players, you know exactly where you stand. The lads that came on were brilliant, that desire and competition for places. I expect, England to get through to the knockout stages, of course. And there'll probably be 2 or 3 changes, I think, from that starting 11 going into the round of 32, round of 16. I think he's that kind of manager. He's no nonsense, commands respect, not quite bold. And I think, I look at Southgate, I always felt it was a bit safe. It's probably a nice camp. It was probably a great place to go away and relax and play pool, play a bit of golf, whatever it was. And it's probably a little bit too nice. And I think he's got the side to him where you don't want to upset him. I think the way he's sort of managed Bellingham as well, he's trying to reduce that ego a little bit, saying he's not guaranteed to start, create a competition with Rodgers and just handle players in the right way. And I think they're responding to him. You see after the game, the way the players, I think you can always tell the way the players are with a manager, and it looks like there's a good camp there. It looks like everyone's happy.
Just before you ask the next question, Flex, just before the break, Kevin, I posed Flex a question, and I forgot to come back to it after the break. So let me pose it to you and see if you know the answer.
Go on.
Last night, Harry Kane became the second England player all time to score at 3 different World Cups. Can you name the other England player who's done that?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Oh, God. How many? Gaza, Platt?
No, because we missed 94, of course.
94.
Not Lineker.
No.
Again, missed 94. Like these are key moments.
What years are we talking?
We are talking. Like, you can try and go back to the 60s, 70s, and you can try and pick your brain through it. It's the most obvious possible answer. I'd say one of the top 2.
Wayne Rooney.
It's not Wayne Rooney, so therefore it must be
David Beckham.
David Beckham, of course. David Beckham.
There we go.
Come on.
Oh, he's everywhere, isn't he? Of course he is.
Yeah, he's played at loads. That got me, because I really had no idea who it was, and we needed help, Kev, didn't we? I wanted to speak about Harry Kane. We've been talking about him dropping really deep to allow runners beyond. It's something that, we've all watched Harry Kane for a long time. He was doing it at Spurs with runners. Of course, he's been doing it for England and now Bayern. How important is that tactic? And do you think that we're actually playing to our strength by allowing him to play in that way? Is that what this England team needs? And do you think Thomas Tuchel's really homed in on that specific trait of Kane? Or do you think that was just really emphasised because we played against a team like Croatia?
Listen, I think his numbers speak for themselves. I think you play to his needs, don't you? He's one of the best in the business, isn't he? With was it 60-odd goals in Germany this year? So I think him up against 2 centre-halves, 3 centre-halves, probably easy to mark, isn't he? He's not going to run in behind. So I think the centre-halves would be quite happy just to stick with him and cover him. That not a problem. So when he's dropping off, it gives the defenders a question: did he drop in or did he pass into the midfield? And if they do go in, then obviously it's going to create a bit of space for the pace of Gordon, Saka, Madueke, Rashford, whoever it may be in those wide areas, and Bellingham as well as the fullback. So I like it. He's got quality on the ball. He can play 5, 10, 15 yards, can put it 40 yards, can't he? So he's in the form of his life. He's highly confident. Let him do what he wants to do.
And listen, if we need a bit of a handball, if we need a bit of set pieces, that works as well. So, you know, I'm all in on it. Let me ask you about Jude as well, because that's been a big topic on the show and on the station today. Lots to talk about. Would it be him? Would it be Rodgers in the build-up? Do you feel he's silenced maybe some of those thoughts with that performance last night?
Yeah, he's a strange one, isn't he? I mean, what a player. We should be, quite lucky to have these players. But for some reason, I don't know if it's his personality or whatnot, but there's certain people don't sort of like him so much, really. But I think everyone says he's a big game player. He's got to play. Obviously, Tuchel saying it's 50-50 with Rodgers, but I think he's a big player, and I think these kind of guys, they thrive on the pressure, don't they? They step up in the big games, and we're lucky to have those. Kane, Bellingham. There's not too many sort of world-class players you say in this England squad, but I think what the manager's done with them is create a team spirit, hasn't he? Togetherness, competition for places, and he's going to be crucial for us as well. He never gives the ball away. It's his work rate off the ball as well, and I think by all accounts in training he's been unbelievable, setting the standards as well for the rest of the players coming in. Some of the young players looking at what it takes to get to go and play for Real Madrid. Those kind of things really rub off on the young players as well. So great addition, great player to have in the team for sure.
Another big player, Kev, Marcus Rashford. He's had a lot of ups and downs recently over the last couple of years, of course. Listen, he's a La Liga champion now. He's had a very good season at Barcelona. Finds himself back at Manchester United officially. Whether he stays there or not is yet to be seen. But a couple on him in terms of England and Manchester United. Firstly, on England, he came on, scored a very, very good goal last night as an impact sub, but Anthony Gordon sort of failed to deliver. So do you think that Marcus Rashford should be starting for England now we've seen, what Gordon had done? Or is it that Marcus Rashford was so good as a sub, actually you would keep him there? And from the Manchester United point of view, should he just stay in a red shirt? And there's a new manager there, Michael Carrick. There's a bit of a freshness about the place. Should Manchester United look no further than keeping Marcus Rashford? Yeah,
I think for me, Gordon, a little bit disappointing yesterday. Madueke was quite lively in that first half down the right, wasn't he? So, like I say, Saka's fitness, we're not too sure. But Rashford, I think we need a play like that to have a big tournament for us as well. We can't just rely on Kane, Bellingham. I think the motivation he will have at the moment, obviously it's a bit of a rebuff from Barcelona, isn't it? And taking Gordon, and that's, for me, that you put yourself in his position, you want to prove you're better than Gordon, don't you? Not just to Barcelona, but also to Manchester United and Carrick as well. So I think he's going to be highly motivated to do well, get in the team. I would expect him to start against Ghana on Tuesday. Possibly Saka as well on the right-hand side. He's got the quality of players to play around with the squad, rest a few, sort of get that balance right, and then going into the last 32, last 16, there's a freshness about the team as well. So I think Tuchel's got a good sort of selection of players in those wide areas that he can mix it around a bit, yeah, for sure.
Any part of you, and this was raised this morning on the show, on breakfast, Rashford was so good off the bench, and they've got so many good options that there'll be like that little creeping into the mind of, oh, maybe we leave him there. Maybe that's what he should be. Maybe he should be an impact sub for us. And when you are that kind of player, how much do you feel part of the team? Is that going to start to I don't want to look at negatives. I think England have been brilliant, but I just wonder if there's maybe just that little thinking of, God, it'd be great if we could just use him from kind of 70 minutes onwards to turn a game around.
Yeah, I can understand that from the fans and possibly the manager, but I think, when you get to those knockout stages, you could find yourself 1 or 2 goals down, couldn't you, against the top team? So I think you have to pick the people that you're seeing every day in training. How are they performing? Are they sulking because they're not playing? I don't think that's going to be tolerated under this manager. So I think it's a great opportunity for him. I thought Gordon played very well in the previous friendly game, got the man of the match. But what a chance for Rashford to come on, score. Confidence must be high now, and I expect him to start in the next game. I'd certainly put him in there, yeah.
Elliot Anderson, Kev, it's his first time playing at this level. We've spoken about, the genuine superstars, the guys that are potentially, looking more comfortable at this level because they've been at this level, and there's big question marks. Not question marks in terms of he's going to fail, but we haven't seen Elliot Anderson at a big tournament for England. It's his first one. How do you think he done last night?
Yeah, impressed. I spoke to a few media sort of people this week, last couple of weeks, and I think that midfield 3 there with Rice, hopefully he's nursing a bit of a knock, but he's going to be fine. Anderson and Bellingham there, that's a strong 3, and I think they overrun Croatia in there last night. Obviously Modric's getting taken off early, but I like him. Obviously he's new to this stage, but throw him in there if he's got the quality, get the experience. He's going to benefit from that for the years to come in future Euros, World Cups, and he does all the dirty work. He breaks play up, he reads the game really well, does the simple things well. He's a great all-round midfielder player. And I say that midfield 3 is strong, and it could be crucial for us, I think.
120 million he's going to cost as well.
Of course.
120 plus. Marinakis is only out for 125. He wants it to be a British record. That's what he's looking for.
He
wants to be Isak. That's the point.
Wow. I mean, I'm not having that.
Crazy, isn't it?
Come on. He's good, but come on.
You'd rather pay 45
crazy,
million for
crazy.
Yeah, I would.
What's Kobbie Mainoo worth if he's worth 125?
185. Played in the Euros final. I know what I'm talking about. Things he has done, not things he might do.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, crazy.
Kevin, what do you think is success for this team? How far do you think they can go? Let's talk blue sky. Let's talk big thinking.
I mean, coming into this, I wasn't too sure. Obviously qualify well. You look at the pathway, you think there's some good teams in there. You're not too sure, but I think if they win the group, and I fancy us against Mexico. I know if we do play Mexico in the last 16, the altitude and the home crowd, I think we'll beat them. And then you start getting into the tricky stages, don't you, with some of the big teams. But I think watching the first sort of week of this tournament, watching all the teams play now, France, of course, turned it on in the second half, dynamic, tough. Spain, not so good. Argentina, obviously Messi. I think there's a confidence around the team that they don't fear anybody. I think that's the way they've got to approach this. Whoever they play, they show no respect and they can beat them. So I think we can go probably quarterfinals, semi-finals, if not all the way, if we keep this momentum going. It's going to be tough, of course it is. There's some good teams out there, don't get me wrong, but I don't really fear anyone really that much. I think on the day they can beat anyone. So let's see.
It's a very soft ball. It's coming home. That's what I'm hearing. just a very light. It's coming home from you. Just.
It's tough, isn't it? We're used to sort of getting our hopes up, aren't we? And then they just get dashed a little bit.
No, but I'm here for the hopes up.
That's what it's rinse and repeat. We're supposed to do.
I have spent 30 plus years being a pessimistic England fan, going into every tournament being like, if we got to the semi-finals, I'll be happy, and something can happen from there, and that'd be nice. No, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to find joy in great England performances, and I'm going to hope that we can go all the way. And it'll mean I'll enjoy the next 4 weeks more than I would do normally. And if I end up with a heartbreak,
I agree. I think we've got a great chance. I feel better after last night, really, watching them. It's just I think the manager, the manager runs, if you look at domestic football, the managers, the way they play, the way they train, everything. Like I remember Big Sammy set the bar up here and we got into Europe twice. The manager's responsible for the whole mentality and the culture of the group. And I like what I'm seeing. So I think it's a good chance for us.
Brilliant stuff, Kevin. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Brilliant. Kevin Davis joining us on
Thank you.
Show.
Cheers.
Bolton legend, say Chesterfield legend as well. That's acceptable. And former England striker, what an absolute legend he is. Listen, we're going to still to come on the show. We will look at the other games from last night, including Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo. What's going on there? Portuguese football commentator Erik Krakauer will join us on the show, and we're going to bring back the Mbappe line. But it's going to be the CR7 line. And the man next to me is not looking forward to that. Just doing it on my own. No, you won't. I'm
having a section
Trust me, you'll enjoy it less if I do it on my own. You need to be there to at least talk me around to some sense. We'll talk Ghana, Panama. We'll talk Colombia, Uzbekistan as well. But up next, the brilliant Christina Unkel joins us. Encroachment penalty last night, the Mbappe penalty. So much to get to from this first week of the World Cup. So we'll talk some refereeing up next, here on the S Word.
From talkSPORT.
Where you only use your feet.
The S Word
From talkSPORT.
Look at Flex, right? He's the mystery guest on the sports bar last night, and now he's making us use the idents on it. It's like...
I recognise that head shape. I think that's me.
A head shape only a mother could love.
Character on Tekken. That's what I look like.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Of course I do, because I'm a nerd. You are watching the S Word with me, Will Gavin. Flex alongside me. In the second hour of the show, we're going to be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Is it time up for the big man up top? Oh, look at him. It's Flex is sweating this conversation so much.
I don't like
it's
this.
Hilarious. We'll talk about the other results from last night. We'll preview the games tomorrow as well. And also, we're going to be joined by Jets offensive lineman Olu Fashanu. If you're a fan of the show out in the States, where it's about coming up to 9 a.m. Eastern, one of the best young left tackles in the game, and a huge soccer fan. He was at the Brazil game last week. Big Nigeria fan, big Man United fan. So he'll be on the show in the second hour as well. But right now, it's time to take a look at what's been clear and obvious from the first week of the World Cup.
Clear and obvious with Christina Unkel on the S Word.
No, he hasn't added to it yet. It's absolutely devastating. Sam's not here. He's off today at a migraine estate. This, Christina, I can only apologise. This is poor form from producer Sam.
It should have been a clear and obvious reveal for Christina, and it wasn't.
I feel like I need to kind of come into this and just get ready for it. So,
thank you so much for joining us as always, Christina. Let's start off with the action last night, the England penalty retake. We're all delighted that it happened, but there was plenty of confusion, certainly from the commentators, and whether it was the goalkeeper, whether it was the encroachment. Right decision in the end?
right decision in the end. I was calling it live commentary for ITV. And, whenever I'm taking a look and I'm breaking a play down, particularly penalty kick, there's two things I really care about. Not saying that the kicker doesn't matter. It does. We'll take a look. But it's always goalkeeper, top of the 18, is there encroachment by the time the ball's hit? So immediately as soon as the ball's played, I knew number 4 was already encroached. I knew number 4 cleared the ball. There was a player net behind him that would be substantive. So when you're commentating live, you only get the angle that the world feed gives you. And at that time, the easiest argument was number 4, encroachment on top. Then you see the graphics after you commentate. This is the beauty of live TV. And it says goalkeeper encroachment. So my video operator, I'm like, take a look. Let's see it. You're like, maybe the right foot, maybe the heel. But you don't get the angle until about 5 minutes later that clearly shows from, the straight down as well as behind that the goalkeeper infringed. But either way, when I commentate live, I'm going to commentate as to the one that everyone can easily see. That's an easily sellable one. And then we get the video later. It justifies both. So very easy retake, very easy one to give. Even the penalty itself, I side with my video operator. I go, as a ref, those are the kind of penalties you want. Ones that are not controversial
the easy
whatsoever.
He's blatantly kicked him. He didn't get the ball. It's a penalty.
Yes.
I have to say, I love how small the football family is. And Sam obviously works here at talkSPORT. So hearing Sam throw to Christina in the middle of a TV broadcast while I'm watching it at home with the sports bar watch along on as well, with Flex on that, I'm like, I think I'm working with all of those people tomorrow, possibly. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. I think we were all clear that was a penalty and should have been a retake. Talk to us about the Kylian Mbappe one and the decision that he initiated contact, supposedly.
Yeah, so I actually was in stadium, so I only had one day to actually make it to a football game, which I know is a little bit of a travesty at being in my country. But I also learned and experienced what it feels like to be a fan in stadium and the communication that you get when you're sitting there. And I'm listening to the audio of the referee when he comes out, right? Because I understand that that's going to be announced. But even then, I knew he said goal kick. And you have this confusion because there is no video in the stadium. There's nothing on the Jumbotron. They show the referee go to the monitor. They show an image of the VAR output of the referees looking at it. But there's no actual graphic done. And, there's reasons for that, right? Whether or not they want to show controversial video in the stadium that can cause riots. Regardless, I was finally able to take a look at it, in the evening. And I can tell you everything in stadium felt like a penalty. It felt like a penalty. It smelled like a penalty. Everything you could do about penalties. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a tip of the ball, right? There might be a tip of the ball by the defender. That's how he ended up at corner kick. Was the actual on-field decision was corner kick. You go back, you take a look, no play on the ball whatsoever, right? Which is, effectively how they got to goal kick as the final decision coming out. But everyone says he didn't touch the ball, but if you take a look at Kylian Mbappe's upper left thigh, right? And when you're moving forward at that speed, you can either slow it down and try to explain yourself out of what everyone expects, or you can see the contact and then play it at full speed. And you can appreciate that even though he misses the ball, he still makes that upper left contact. Mbappe's not initiating contact. That's not where we want to see that at. He's not stepping into a space where the other person's already occupying it. So for me, I was very surprised. As official is, I believe it might be his 5th World Cup. I know last World Cup, unfortunately, he did take a recommendation from VAR that was an incorrect decision. So I'm not sure if he's having PTSD from that.
He said, you guys done me over before.
That's a real thing, but it should have been a penalty. The preferred decision and the preferred outcome was a penalty. Great recommendation from the U.S. VAR, Armando Villarreal, but final decision, penalty, should have been given, not goal kick.
Christina, where do you stand on referee autonomy? Because I'm quite big, especially in the Premier League, that it feels like whenever a referee goes to a screen here in this country, very rarely when they've been sent there do they not agree with their counterparts or not agree with the advice they've been given.
Off the top of my head, I think it's 17 times across the years. I had it. We did it when they did it towards the end of the season.
Yeah. So it's not a lot, is it? So I've always been sort of wondering how it is from a referee's perspective of, well, I'm confident in my call, and I know you're my colleagues, and I know you have different angles, but I actually think you're wrong on this. I'm going to stay. Now, this is what that referee did, and he got it wrong. But where do you stand on referee autonomy, and how important is it, even though there's so much technology to help and the sort of feeling that you should be changing your decision because somebody sent you to the screen?
So I'm actually kind of surprised when everyone's like, they always go and they change their decision when they go to the monitor. Yes, right? When a VAR is recommending you down, it's supposed to be clear and obvious. It's supposed to be, I'm going to save the room and say basically 90% of the time you should be taking the recommendation because your VAR, which is another trained certified official, most likely at those highest levels and is now transitioned into the VAR booth, should be on the same page as you, right? The training, the standard, the video evidence should basically 9 out of 10 times send you there. Now, you might have that one time where someone's in the booth and they might be like, oh, I feel this because you are desensitized from the game when you're in the booth. It's a black box, right? It's quiet. You don't feel necessarily certain things. So you might think it's a clear and obvious, and then the official can go in and say no. But at the end of the day, that's the important part is the referee still has final decision. And as we see, the laws are starting to change, right? With goal kick, corner kicks, offsides kind of coming in quicker into the assistant referee's ears. The officials are starting to lose a little bit more of that autonomy moving forward. And some people like it, some people don't, but it becomes a slippery slope. So it's nice that the referees still can go over and make that final decision in case you do get an improper recommendation. But the reality is you should be going over there and changing your decision pretty much every time you go out there because it should be so clear and obvious that your colleague is telling you, take a look at this. We think you got this incorrect. So for me, it's just another tool. An assistant referee puts his or her flag up. You don't have to take it. It's just a recommendation. And sometimes that could be a mistake. They forget a wait and see, or they didn't see a small deflection that resets the offside consideration. So at the end of the day, like there is a margin of error. And as we see with technology, there's a margin of error, whether it's taken or whether it's not taken, error still exists. Everyone's human.
There is yesterday talking about people being human and let's say people who are beyond human in Lionel Messi. The conspiracy theorists were out in force yesterday and we got into it, me and Master on the show, because I'm like, I understand how people feel. I understand that they feel that certain people get these decisions, but I don't think there's some grand conspiracy theory. But before, maybe we get into that because I know Flex has some thoughts on that. Just tell us technically what you saw in that moment, what should have happened, you feel, what should have been the recommendation, should be all of that.
Yes, I'm going to start at the top. It should be a yellow card. Hard stop. It should be a yellow card.
That's right, Christina. Tell them. Do
you know what, Christina? After it happened, the first thing I did was went to Twitter and was like, has Christina spoken? Because I was convinced it was a yellow. Yes, Christina.
Yeah, I know. By that time, I had a glass of wine and I was just watching it for the pure joy of it. And I'm like, do I tweet on this? And I'm like, nah.
Be responsible. Be responsible.
But yeah, you're right. What's the risk versus the reward of tweeting on it? But no, it should really, at the end of the day, it's just a yellow. And when you officiate these, it's not even generational, right? He is considered one of the best players of all time, right? Hard stop. It's having him also Major League Soccer and right previously before that, David Beckham, and then you guys and like you have these bigger than life characters in it, and people do tend to lean and say they get more preference, they get more treatment, right? They are truly ticket blockbuster, like they sell tickets. But at the end of the day, like you do have to balance a bit of it as an official because you get the argument they're favorited and at the same time the argument that they're targeted at the same time, and those are really, really tricky things to balance. But this situation, it's Simon Marciniak, right? World Cup referee, UEFA Champions referee, incredibly good referee. I don't think he appreciated how much there was a studs in the back. Now, one of the biggest things taking away from a red card to a yellow card, just if we talk about the consideration, is the movement of the legs, right? So the other player's running away, he's running towards, so you don't have as much pressure and impact versus if he was coming in studs in straight to the back of the calf. So those are some of the considerations, right? Did he step on the back and then completely scrape down? Those are things that we take a look at, but the speed and the force was the biggest thing moving, and the consideration of his leg going away, which brings it down from a direct red card to more of just reckless tackle. And that's how we end up getting to the yellow card. But yes, this always happens around big players that we give favoritism, and the answer is we don't. It's just this situation, we would all want a yellow card for it because it is still a reckless tackle, even if it's quote unquote accidental.
Christina, I know you love your football, right? You want to see Messi on that pitch. I'm sorry. We were talking about this, right? I'm sorry. And I know you don't say this so you don't get in trouble. I'll say it for you. There should be preferential treatment for GOATs. I'm being deadly serious. Nobody wants to see Messi get sent off for that. He stays on the pitch. Look what he gave us. Look what we're talking about. There are certain players in the game, and people say that nobody's bigger than football. Messi's bigger than football. He's bigger than football. He's too big. So I understand that referees are like, listen, I've got to be impartial, got to do my job. And that's true. That needs to happen. But I'm telling you, man, when there's somebody like Lionel Messi, even the ref with the ref cam and all the technology, they want to be a part of it. They didn't want to send him off. Even I'm saying, Christina, even if it was worse than that, even if it was an actual red card, I'm saying don't give it to him. I'm saying that he's the only person in football.
Only one. Nobody
else.
Nobody else. Get it.
No,
Ronaldo gets it.
No.
Nobody else gets that treatment.
Just
Harry Kane.
Look at this. The England bias is
Messi,
coming out.
I'm sorry, man. Like this is what, like you said, they sell tickets. Like they're larger than life. This is why the World Cup has to happen with these types of players in it, and he's delivering. I don't want to see him ever sent off, ever.
There is an interesting question on it, Christina. That, and I say this as someone who supports a lower league football team who had a dalliance in the Premier League in the mid noughties. We had 2 seasons and then another later season as well, right? The one thing I did notice about refereeing in the Premier League, and people want to accuse people of having, big club favouritism or whatever it might be. In a small stadium like the Madejski, where Reading play, I can hear the referee a lot of the time. And the one thing I really noticed is when Liverpool came to town, when Chelsea came to town, and the referees are addressing them and they're on the field, they're saying Stevie and John. And there's clearly a relationship.
Is it a respect
They
thing?
played for a very long time. They've refereed for a very long time. And you do, whilst you might not believe in big club bias, you start to go, yeah, but if you've got that relationship there, if you've got a respect for them, then maybe you're going to listen to them if they come up to you and say, come on, ref, that's got to be a yellow.
That's a great conversation. I actually just spoke with someone about that recently, and it's like referees calling someone by their Christian name is how it was phrased to me. I was like, oh, okay, I haven't heard it that way, but you do get to a point where you repeatedly officiate the same individuals over and over, and they themselves are used to seeing you come in and they know what level they expect. So there's a bit of a familiarity that happens, and that's usually why you hear somebody, and ideally, like I said, it's just when you come up, you're officiating different people every single weekend. You're doing Sunday amateur football, right? So you don't know people's names. But when you do get to a certain level of officiating, even if you're in the 2nd division or 3rd division and you're consistently in there, you're in there for quite a bit. You're in there for a couple of years. So you do get to know people. Now everyone's like, well, they're calling them by their first name. There's also the subconscious bias that you also know their tendencies, those modus operandi, right? Their MOs. So you're like, that person usually gets stuck into a stud.
That used to be the thing that got accused of, like, people know what he does. They know he dives. So now he can't buy a foul for love nor money because even when he's actually getting kicked, people are going, yeah, but that's just what he does, isn't it?
Correct. And you try to unwind that when you officiate. You're like, nope, blank slate. But, there's always going to be that element you're going to lean towards. It's just a pattern, right? You do Neymar, you're like, the chances of him actually, like, getting contacted versus him rolling for 20 times, right? And you try not to when you step into a game. But it happens. So calling people by their first names and just kind of having that familiarity, it's always important for referees to kind of step back at times and try to keep it as clean as possible. But when you get to the highest levels or you just repeatedly officiate them, it becomes kind of it's a working relationship. The referees, the players, and coaches. It's a working relationship, right? It's not transactional. It shouldn't be a dictatorship because at the end of the day, the game is for all. And so when you're a referee, you're actually trying to produce the best game and keep everyone safe within it for the best entertainment value of, those in the stands. Because at the end of the day, if you're playing the game and there's nobody in the stands, it's just a glorified practice.
Which is why Leo Messi should never get sent off.
This is it. That's exactly right. Christina just basically said it, just in a more professional way.
Christina, wonderful stuff from you as always. The brilliant Christina Unkel, former referee, analyst as well. Thank you so much for joining us. It is fascinating. We cover a lot of NFL here, and coaches pre-game meet with the officials, and you hear about the times where, like, they've been watching tape all week on these teams. They see their tendencies, they know what they do, and they'll say to the referee, keep an eye out on that number 20. He's doing a lot of jersey pulling. I've seen it this season, a lot of pulling. He's doing a lot behind the back. He's doing a lot of, and then they draw a flag for it, and everyone goes, that's smart coaching. Feels also a little bit manipulative if you're asking me.
Sometimes it can be de-escalation as well, because sometimes when it's really heated and stuff, you don't want to be like this stuck-up ref. Red 8 here now.
Oh, nothing worse.
Red 7, you hit. No, do you know what I mean? And then it's like, ref, why are you talking to me like that? That's what happens. Players start saying, have some respect. Don't speak to me like that. So there does have to be a line and a hierarchy. That's how it goes.
Christina, brilliant as always. Clear and obvious. Up next, is it clear and obvious that Cristiano Ronaldo is done?
We'll
discuss it on the S word.
I'm not on the next section.
Bringing all the biggest football debates.
Stateside.
The S Word
From talkSPORT. S Word,
featuring Will Gavin and Master Tess Fassian.
And a squad of big-name contributors.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
Welcome back to the S Word. We're live on Sirius XM FC. We're live on TuneIn Radio. We're live on YouTube at talkSPORT S Word and at talkSPORT. Loads of you getting involved in the chat. A lot of them talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. That's going to be our next topic of conversation. Is going to be Portugal. Also coming this hour, Jets offensive lineman Olu Fashanu joins the show. Big soccer fan. I spoke to him last night. He was at the Brazil game at MetLife Stadium where he plays his NFL football. So loved that conversation. That's coming up this hour. We're also going to do my power rankings for the tournament so far, and coming up we're going to do the CR7 line. If you weren't here for the Mbappe line,
saying we.
It's going to be good fun.
You're doing
just me on my own. You don't want that smoke.
It's not me.
It's going to be much worse if that's what happens. Last night England got their tournament off to fantastic fashion. 4-2 winners. We may cover that a bit more again this hour. We did a lot in the first hour, not going to lie. But let's talk a little bit about Portugal. Disappointing draw with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Live on talkSPORT 2 last night. And Newcastle's Johan Wissa grabbing the late equaliser.
He goes to the corner taker. He lifts it towards the penalty spot. Johan Wissa is there! And DR Congo are level! And it's Wissa with the header. It was a free header in the penalty box. And the DR Congo players wheel away and dance in front of their manager. Right on the stroke of half-time, Portugal won. Democratic Republic of Congo won.
Sorry, late on in the first half is what I meant. Yeah, I was getting ready for the England game at that point. You know why,
rubbish.
Well, look, to look back on last night's draw between Portugal and DRC, here's a play-by-play commentator, Erik Krakauer from MLS side, Charlotte FC ambassador, and a Portuguese football expert, of course, as well. Erik, thank you so much. Welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome, my friend.
Thanks for having me, gents. What a pleasure.
Just one question before we get into all the Portugal of it. You're in Charlotte, where the Scotland team are. You haven't had any Scotland fans invade the city yet either?
A few, but not that many, because everybody's going to the host cities, okay, right? But there have been a few who've tried to get to see some practices and all that.
I was worried you were going to run out of beer already, because that seems to have what's happened.
No, just in Boston.
Listen, you're Portuguese born, based in the States. What are the Portuguese fans saying about this performance and this result last night?
Well, there's a lot of disappointment because expectations were very high going into this tournament. Dare I say that much of the Portuguese football-loving population, which is most of it, thought that Portugal would go into this tournament as a dark horse contender. Now, I never believed that. Let me put it on record right away. But that was certainly the expectation. And I think that what the result last night did was it reminded us of some previous maladies and set everybody's feet firmly on the ground once again.
What's wrong with Portugal then, Erik? Because you said about people had them as like a dark horse, and
arguably the best midfield in the world, right? I mean?
Like they've got so much in terms of genuine world-class players. You know, there's some players that are like on the cusp and they're up and coming, or they're this and they're that. No, Portugal have a lot of genuine world-class players. What is it that they're missing that makes them even perceived as a dark horse before that, and now we've seen the first game even revokes that status?
Well, I think there's a lot that goes into that answer. Okay, let's start with the midfield that everybody is touting as one of the best in the world. Let's look specifically at Vitinha and João Neves, who play for PSG, one of the very best teams in the world, European champions for the second consecutive time, Champions League winners. Look at the collective around them. not only do you have Fabian Ruiz as well in midfield, who's an excellent number 8, but you also have a lot of verticality around those two guys. You got the best left and the best right fullbacks in the world. The left back, Nuno Mendes, happens to play for Portugal, and we'll get to that in a minute. But you also have a triumvirate up top that really stretches the field. So what it does is it gives these guys a lot more options when they have the ball at their feet. And that was something that they were devoid of yesterday. Add Bruno Fernandes to the mix, the guy who controls the rhythm, the tempo. He's the attacking catalyst for Manchester United. He too, even in a team that struggled for a large part of the campaign last year until Carrick took over, had running options ahead of him, people penetrating. And that was something that the Portuguese were simply not able to do yesterday, and it cost them. And of course, there's more to that answer, which I can get into.
We could get into that, but we haven't addressed the elephant in the room. The 41-year-old, slick-haired, not moving a huge amount, not scored in 5 international game elephant in the room of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Thought you were talking about me for a second. Listen, I've been saying that he should not be a starter for a few years, and I've understandably gotten a lot of abuse, mostly from Portuguese fans who completely disagreed with me, right? There's a great deal of gratitude in Portugal for what Cristiano Ronaldo has been able to do with the Portuguese national team. And while we had a golden generation in the late 90s, early 2000s, 2002 World Cup, 2000 Euro before that, I'm talking about the likes of Luis Figo, Rui Costa, Fernando Couto, Pauleta, those guys. It was really Cristiano Ronaldo who put the Portuguese national team on the map internationally. Not only that, but he was a commercial bulldozer, right? He brought in so much money into the Portuguese Federation. And so there's a lot of gratitude. But you can't run a team in the present based on what's been done in the past. And I always felt that he anchored the team down. Now, that's not to say that he didn't have a part to play. I think that coming off the bench 20, 30 minutes when you need a goal and you need somebody to poach in the box, he's your guy. But I've got news for you fellas, and I know most of the world doesn't agree with me. I don't think he's responsible for what happened yesterday. I think he's just a very easy scapegoat to point at the moment. Did he do anything that was of particular benefit to the Portuguese national team? No. I don't think so. But were there other problems that were larger, in my view, about what was going wrong yesterday? Absolutely. Now, that's not to say that if Gonçalo Ramos were on the field, far more mobile, a pressing forward, as you've seen for PSG, that things perhaps would have worked a little bit better. But I think that there are other structural issues afflicting this Portuguese national team, which have afflicted them in the past with Fernando Santos, even when he won the 2016 Euro, but also with Roberto Martinez, who has become a very polarizing figure in Portugal.
That was who I was going to get to next.
I'm so glad you said it, because we talked about this on the show the other day, right? You look back to that tournament 2 years ago, the draw with Slovakia, going to penalties, Cristiano Ronaldo plays 120 minutes, 0-0. Same happens with France. In the next stage, they go out on penalties. It feels like that Martinez-Ronaldo relationship is so kind of centrally toxic to it all that I don't know. We came into this. I did think Portugal were dark horses. I did think they were a real opportunity to win it because of the amount of talent they've got. But I said to Master on this show, Roberto Martinez is the reason I don't think they win this tournament.
Yeah, and we just heard from Erik, the professional at this, the expert at this, that there's a lot of structural problems that exist within that team. It's not as easy as just saying they have essentially, 3 or 4 Ballon d'Or contender players there, so they'll be fine. It's about knitting it together as a team, right? And that just isn't happening under this manager, right?
100%. And, I usually defended in the past Roberto Martinez because, as you too well know, he was heavily criticized for not being able to capitalize with Belgium's golden generation. He didn't do that in European championships, but let's not forget that he actually got 3rd place in the 2018 World Cup. So I always thought that the criticism was harsh. But I wasn't involved in the everyday existence of the Belgian national team and what Roberto Martinez did within that group. I am with Portugal. And what I see are some dubious decisions, a game plan that seems to lack a little bit of purpose. Let me give you an example. When you look at the starting 11 of the Portuguese national team, there were 3 players that would offer verticality to that team. You had Pedro Neto, who plays for Chelsea, who's had a sort of, off and on kind of season with the Blues. And then you have Nuno Mendes on the right and João Cancelo, Nuno Mendes on the left and João Cancelo on the right. Two fullbacks who should be able to stretch the field like Nuno Mendes and Hakimi do for PSG. If that was the plan, to use the fullbacks in that attacking capacity, then he didn't create a midfield dynamic that would make up for the fact that they would be marauding fullbacks. And so what you saw was anytime that they did go forward and Portugal lost the ball, they suffered defensively in transition, which is, by the way, something that has been endemic to this team for years. It's not a team that knows how to defend without a ball, particularly in transition. That's why you saw them play it so safe in possession, keeping the ball very deep in their own half, passing it around, because they wanted to mitigate whatever threats DR Congo had. And they weren't able to do that very effectively. Also, when you're nursing a 1-0 win, which is a marginal lead, you run the risk of having just one mistake cost you all 3 points, which is ultimately what happened. I think that the midfielders were too far apart. You had Bernardo Silva, who's no longer a winger, as you know well, playing isolated on the right-hand side. He wasn't able to come in centrally to allow Cancelo to go deep on the right and take the DR Congo fullback one-on-one on enough occasions. You had Vitinha and João Neves, who play ever so well together, far too deep as well. Somebody had to push forward. And then you had Bruno Fernandes essentially losing himself far too close to Cristiano Ronaldo. So looking forward, I would want, if you're going to play Vitinha and João Neves and Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, they need to be compacted together so they can intricately play the ball through pressure in tight spaces. They were always isolated. Everybody was isolated on this team, and you simply can't combine against a team that is a defensive stalwart and sits back in that manner. But the last thing I'll say on that is this was a team that you could tell was so afraid of losing that once they scored the first goal, they just did not want to impose themselves in DR Congo's midfield, if that makes sense.
That sounds like an old England team. Other than that, everything else was pretty good for Portugal last night, though, right, Eric? Look, brilliant stuff from you, Erik Krakauer. Thank you so much for joining the show. Sensational stuff.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
Thank you so much for the pronunciations. Our producer today, Ollie, is emigrating to Brazil in the not too distant future and speaks a little bit of Portuguese, and he buries me every time I try and pronounce Portuguese players' names right. Bruno Fernandes, etc., the whole lot of it. So it's delightful to hear it pronounced properly on the show as well.
He has been communicating with me in Portuguese, and I appreciate it, Ollie. I appreciate it.
Love that.
Great, man. Thank you so much, the great Erik Krakauer, joining us on the show, play-by-play man for MLS side, Charlotte FC ambassador, Portuguese football expert. And that brings us to a reinvention of a previous feature. Before we had the Neymar line, where players sit above Neymar in world football in his current state. Today we are doing the CR7 line.
This is nasty work, mate.
If people weren't here for the Neymar line, it's simply, would you pick this player in front of Cristiano Ronaldo to start up front for your team right now? Cristiano Ronaldo played as a 9 now. Are you taking this player as your number 9 over Cristiano Ronaldo? Are you ready?
No. I'm not ready, and I'm not really
you've got to,
sure.
You've got to put the Man United.
No, because it's not. It's just disrespectful.
What do you mean it's disrespectful?
It is. It's what you're about to do. It's not. I feel like it's just over the top for it. We shouldn't be doing this.
People want to do a Messi and Ronaldo comparison all the time, right? One of them scored a hat-trick this week and was pivotal to his entire team. The other was a weight around their neck.
All right. So what? I've got to answer this.
No, we do it together. Right. It's a complimentary thing.
Can I sort of opt out of certain ones?
Let's just hit off the bat, right?
Okay.
Harry Kane, Erling Braut Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, all above the CR7 line, right?
Yeah. Not legacy, just
we're talking right now. We're just
right now. If the game was tomorrow, if the game was tonight.
If you had to play them tonight, who are you starting as your number 9?
Right.
And just to
you mentioned some good ones there.
Just to spitball on the other side, Jordan Ayew below the CR7 line.
Huh?
Right. I said below. I said below.
Oh. The Ghanaians don't even want Jordan Ayew there. Chill.
So let me throw some...
this is uncomfortable.
Let me throw
Guys, I'm going to apologise for this straight away.
Let me throw some out of you.
Go on.
Right now, would you start Kai Havertz ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm starting Kai Havertz ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
I think I almost certainly am.
Yeah.
Are you starting Victor Gyökeres in front of Cristiano Ronaldo?
If the game's tonight.
Yeah.
In what team? Which team is he playing in?
Let's put him in the Portuguese team. Let's say right now you can replace Cristiano Ronaldo in the Portugal team with this player. Right? Victor, forget legacy, forget everything else. Just the player as they are right now. Are the team going to perform better? I think Victor Gyökeres, how hard he works, how much he gets back, how he holds up the ball. He might not have been brilliant at Arsenal this season, but...
No, but he doesn't speak Portuguese, so I don't think...
No, right. That's not a reason. They also speak fluent Portuguese. As part of this whole conversation...
yeah, I did that in as well.
Yeah.
He played there for ages. He probably does speak.
Yeah, he also does speak Portuguese. That's a great point.
He'll be perfect. He's won titles there. I'm starting him.
The Portugal players actually probably enjoy it.
Oh, it's his second national.
Victor Gyökeres is starting in front of
Yeah, okay, quick, next one. Okay.
Johan Wissa.
Mate, come on.
Scored last night. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Because he scored and Ronaldo
Portugal.
didn't. They no.
You're not having
He's
Johan
been
Wissa.
shocking all year, mate.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He's been injured and cropped all year. No, I'm not.
I'd say it's right about the line, but I'll say he's just below it.
Come on, we're being disrespectful.
Raul Jimenez.
He's a hand for him.
He scored his first World Cup goal this week. Mexico playing again tonight. Think about his story. 6 years younger than Cristiano Ronaldo, even in his mid-30s.
6 years younger. It's a spring chicken. Yeah. No, Will, I can't do that. No, Ronaldo.
Raul Jimenez was starting in front of Ronaldo for me. How about... Here's a good one for you. Balogun. Following Balogun.
He's mobile.
He played so well the other night. I've been very up and down on him for leading the United States line. I wasn't sure he was the right man, but...
That second finish, top bins, left foot.
Yeah, I think he starts above Ronaldo right now.
Oh, no, Balogun.
All right, let's go on.
I'm uncomfortable with that.
Balogun's going ahead of him. Absolutely, 100% in my mind.
This is tough.
Igor Thiago.
He missed the sitter. Yeah, he missed. No, I'm going to say no.
But if you went on season form, the way he played this year.
In season form, Ronaldo's been banging in goals for El Nassr.
Saudi Arabia.
Doesn't matter, mate.
Good league. Portuguese as well, of
good
course.
League.
Is it a good league? All right, you spent too much time with Jason Cundy and Jamie Hart.
Good league.
I've seen encouraging signs from the Saudi Arabia league.
He's been banging. Ivan Toney's been playing in that league. He's an England team.
What about the Heat of West London? No, what about
a couple of weeks ago, it was big.
We were watching the commentary last night. And they were talking about the big screen in that stadium, and Sam was saying like, "Oh, it's absolutely huge," and I just went, "It's about the size of the G-Tech." Absolutely popped Ollie. It was so funny.
That's harsh. It probably was as well. It's massive. No, not Igor Thiago. No.
What about Chris Wood?
Mate,
he's had a great second half of the year. 2 assists. To start this tournament.
Forest were nothing without him as well. Nothing.
Yeah. Right?
And he was brilliant. When he set up he was brilliant.
In 2026, Chris Wood is a better footballer than Cristiano Ronaldo.
No. Don't say it like you're saying it. I think what the problem is the way you're phrasing it.
I'm sorry.
Because it is too strong.
If right now you're playing in a World Cup knockout game, it's the round of 16, Chris Wood is available for Portugal for whatever magical weird reason. Do you start him in front of Cristiano Ronaldo?
No.
Oh, he'd be great leading that line.
No. We can't. What we can't do.
Fullbacks.
No. What we can't do is act like we can live in a world where we can say that we'd rather Chris Wood play up front than Ronaldo. We can't live in that world. You can live in it.
I live in that world.
You can live in it. I'm not living in that.
There were some other wild ones on this list. Romelu Lukaku.
He came on and got a goal straight away. Well, own goal. No. Because Not Lukaku, not this version of it.
Maybe not straight up number 9.
No.
But Cunha? He does wear number 9 for Brazil.
Might be having Cunha now.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that one because I've still got Man United.
Yeah, you've still got that in your soul. You've still got that in your soul.
I'm going to do that.
So what we're saying is that Johan Wissa, Raul Jimenez, that's right around about the Cristiano Ronaldo round.
Yeah, is there any...
That's where he sits right now. That's the kind of...
Who did it right?
In the middle.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Who else was up front? Who's up front for the Netherlands?
What about Lautaro Martinez?
Ooh.
I don't. He's got to start for Ronaldo
right now. Yeah. No, Depay came off the bench. He started up front for the Netherlands.
Sure, we don't want to revisit
the guy from Atalanta. Daniel Marlon.
Yeah. Marlon, I mean, there was a lot of talk about how a number 9, there wasn't really a number 9 in that Netherlands squad. He had a really good chance early on that he missed.
Yeah.
But he got himself about. He was mobile. He caused defenders problems.
No, do you know what?
What's the stuff Ronaldo's not doing?
So, do you know what? I'm starting to participate in this stupidness. No, Daniel Marlon. No. He's not. No, he's not. He's not. You've had your lot. The ones I've said, that's the only ones I'm willing to commit to because it's too disrespectful. Is there any more?
Aaron Kunda. Ronaldo's not scoring that goal.
He's fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
he's
he's like Cristiano Ronaldo 10 years ago fast.
I don't think Ronaldo's ever been that fast. I'm not going to lie. Oh, no.
Alexander Isak?
He was good.
I mean, he was very injured this year as well. So, you know, just scored in this World Cup. £125 million. Pretty good player.
Yeah,
you got to start Isak. I'm starting Isak.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Nicholas Jackson?
He's at it. Because I like him. No, because you know what it is about Nicholas Jackson? I think he gets a hard time.
So do I.
And I think he's actually a very good striker. He just needs to work on some stuff. Go on.
Would you have him at United?
See, he's one of them. It's like, but then when it comes to like, would you buy him? Do you know what? I would. Back up. Yeah, I would get him.
Back up?
Yeah, it's cheap option.
Right.
Good. Something to work with. But I'd start him over Ronaldo.
There we go. That's the CR7 line right now. That's you'd like.
Change it next week. Do it. I don't know. Do it for Messi or something. Do it.
I'm not doing Benjamin Sesko.
Who's it going to be for?
I'm not having it. I'm not having it. We'll do another fun one. It's fine. These are good.
Bring me in for this one. Oh, nasty work. Man United fans, listen, I'm sorry.
In a moment, we've got Olu Fashanu on the show. The Jets left tackle, brilliant conversation with him. Had last night. He was at the Brazil game. Get a bit of an impression of how an American football soccer fan, that's right, that's a real sentence. Yeah, I got it. American football player enjoying soccer being in his stadium. Plus, we'll preview tonight's games. And I'm going to do my power rankings as well. All still to come on the S Word from talkSPORT.
The daily deep dive into the world of football.
The S Word
from talkSPORT. From kickoff to the full-time whistle.
Don't say the S word. Say the F word.
Football. The S Word
from talkSPORT.
You're back with the S Word on talkSPORT. I've just been giving Flex a little NFL American football crash course because this is a show. The idea of this show, as much as Master's not on today, is that we're here to bridge the gap between the North American soccer fans, some of the best football fans in the world, as we're starting to see during this World Cup, and, you know, the coverage we do here at talkSPORT. We talked a lot of England today. We talked some Cristiano Ronaldo. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Loads of those coming in, so we'll address some of those in the final part of the show. But last night I spoke with current Jets left tackle, going into his third season in the NFL, drafted 11th overall, one of the best players at his position already at his young age. Olu Fashanu joined the show. He's a huge soccer fan. Great conversation. So here's my chat with him last night. Welcome back to the S Word. Now, if you're a follower of talkSPORT regularly, or myself, you'll know that as well as covering soccer and football, I'm a huge NFL enthusiast. I do our play-by-play for talkSPORT, for the Super Bowl, for all our international games as well. And so when the opportunity of the World Cup to have our worlds collide came up, I was all for it. And, you know, this World Cup is going to catch real fever in all over North America. And so I'm sure that includes NFL players as well. I'm delighted to say that a man I am reliably informed is absolutely soccer mad is left tackle of the New York Jets, Olu Fashanu, who joins the show now. Olu, how are you doing, brother? Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on.
Well, look, I know that you guys have started training camps. You're starting to get ready already. This off-season is really ramping up. So we appreciate you taking the time out. But are you managing to watch a lot of the World Cup as well if you're a big soccer fan?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch as many matches as possible. It's unfortunate that with minicamp right now, some of the games are during our practices and meetings. So I haven't been able to watch like any games in the early afternoon, but any games I can catch in the late afternoon or evening, I try to.
What stood out for you so far? What's really caught your eye?
I'd say the biggest thing, honestly, was yesterday. You know, there are a lot of star players that, you know, made their World Cup debut yesterday, like Messi, Haaland, Mbappe, all of them, all the star players having like really strong performances for their first matches. I think that's been the biggest thing I've noticed so far.
We talked about this on the show today. As much as the upsets, you know, the Cabo Verde getting a draw with Spain, the smaller nations coming in, that's all been wonderful stories. There's something special about it, isn't there? When the stars turn up, like when you remember watching football or watching soccer when you're younger, you remember watching those superstars, right? And so it felt like the World Cup came to life a little bit last night.
Absolutely. Getting to watch Messi in Argentina and, you know, that whole performance with the hat trick and everything, it was truly special to watch.
Out of interest, what do you remember from when you were growing up? What are your kind of memories? Who are the players that you loved watching that got you hooked on the sport?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just growing up with the World Cup, like my earliest memory was the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Just that whole vibe of the tournament was one of one. You know, with the different atmosphere stadiums, all the vuvuzelas you would hear throughout all the matches, and even the World Cup final with how dramatic it was with Spain winning at the death. It was very entertaining as a kid. So that's probably like my earliest memory of any World Cups. Then in terms of just stars I watched growing up, Rooney was the main one for me. You know, I'm a United fan, so watching him, just be that consistent presence, for our team year by year, just leading us. He was definitely my star growing up.
Yeah, look, you don't just have to pick an Englishman because you're on with me, but I appreciate it. I'm on with a United fan on the show today with Flex as well, so he will appreciate that as well. Why Man United? What brought that to you?
My dad was a United fan growing up, so it's always been in the household. Just my earliest memories were always watching United games. My dad and I would wake up at like 7 a.m. on Saturdays and watch United games. It's always just been in the house. Growing up, I was a United fan. Then as I got older, that's when I really started to be like my own individual, like United fan for myself.
Are you excited about this new era? Michael Carrick seems to have done quite the job in the last 6 months.
Absolutely. I mean, I won't speak too much on the last manager, but it definitely wasn't a good time with the previous manager. But I'm so glad that Carrick stepped in, and you could immediately see the improvements and how lively we played. And honestly, I'm super excited for him. I really hope that I think he's on a 2-year contract. I'm mistaken. I think it's like 1 or 2 years. But I'm hoping that he does well in those 2 years.
Will you get to attend any games at the World Cup?
Oh yeah, so I actually went to the Brazil-Morocco game this past
Nice.
weekend, and I'm trying to go to as many games that are MetLife, just because that's our home stadium. So I'm trying to go to as many games there, and hopefully I can go to the finals because that's also at MetLife.
Well, what's it like for you going and sitting in the stands at MetLife and seeing a totally different sport in the stadium you call home on a grass field? Like, is it kind of a weird, like, out of body, like this is something I'm so familiar with and yet so different?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's weird, but definitely a new experience. That was my first time ever being in MetLife and not playing, and to actually be in the stands, like from a fan's perspective, and seeing how all of the Brazil and Moroccan fans showed up, and it was a completely filled stadium. The environment was crazy. It's definitely one of the best like footy experiences I've ever experienced in my life.
How does it compare volume-wise with the Jets crowd when you're up at home?
Oh, I mean, I feel like in terms of like a fully packed Jets game and that Brazil-Morocco game, you could definitely feel it rocking. I mean, when Vinicius scored, I literally felt the stadium. I felt the stadium literally like shaking. So that was pretty cool to experience.
And hey, look, England are there next week or the week after against Panama. A chance to see some of those United stars in person. You talked about that Michael Carrick and what he's done there. Kobbie Mainoo is a huge favourite of mine, and to see him develop and actually get back into this England squad and stuff has been a real joy. So hopefully you get out there to see my boys as well.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
From your perspective as someone who loves soccer, like, are you guys talking about this World Cup in the locker room? Is it something that you think has permeated the players' notice? Are there other guys that are your like go-to soccer guys, or has like everyone started to get a bit into it now? It's so here and so kind of apparent on your home turf.
Yeah, I think just because the World Cup is here, and more specifically their games being played at MetLife, it's kind of just been a pretty common topic of discussion. I know for myself, as far as other guys that really follow the sport as much as I do, I know Garrett Wilson. He's a really big soccer guy. I mean, there are a couple other guys, but like me and Garrett, I feel like we're like the two most in tune as to what's going on in the sport right now.
Are you like comparing notes? Are you up in the text to each other when, I mean, you won't have seen this yet, but DR Congo just equalizing against Portugal in like real shock fashion. Are you guys like messaging each other when these things are happening? Like, I don't know about you, but it's popping off in our group chats.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like we just finished practice not too long ago. I just went on my phone and I had 3 separate group chats all talking about the Portugal game right now, about how Congo just equalized. So I think everyone kind of has World Cup fever right now.
Internationally, are you a follower of the USMNT?
Honestly, I follow more Nigeria just because that's where myself and my family are from. But I watched the USA game, and honestly, that was the best I've seen them play, maybe ever in my life. Like the way that they just completely dominated I think Paraguay.
Yeah,
and
Paraguay.
honestly, like it should have been way more than 4. It was like 3 or 4-1 was final score, but honestly, it could have easily been way more than that. Just how dominant they were. So it's very exciting to see that, especially given that they're one of the host nations. After seeing that performance, I definitely think that they can make a run in the knockout stages.
It's fascinating because the last day or so, we've heard from Sebastian Berhalter, a few other members of the team, about Mauricio Pochettino has almost made them feel American again, reinstilled confidence in them, brought them back up. I never thought Americans needed more confidence instilling in them, and yet it feels like this team has got bundles of it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, again, you could just see the personality on the field while they were playing. You could see how confident they were. It felt like Pulisic turned into Messi, the way he was just weaving through defenders. And honestly, again, it was just a joy to watch, just seeing how lively they were and like how entertaining it was. So it was definitely good to see. And again, I'm hoping that they can make a pretty deep run.
Just a couple more from me. Have you had any chance to spend any time around any players, any soccer players? I know obviously you've come over here to Tottenham, and often that's something that they'll do is bring a couple of the Spurs players out or whatever. Have you managed to spend any time with guys that you're familiar with, get to know them a little bit?
Unfortunately, no, but with the World Cup being here and games being played at MetLife and the finals also being at MetLife, I'm hoping that there's an opportunity I can connect with some players.
When England are in the final, we'll try and make something happen at talkSPORT.
Yes, sir.
Right, Olu?
Yes, sir.
And look, I haven't asked any NFL questions. I'll get in trouble for that. So just very quickly, what's the vibe like around camp? Now you're back for mini camp. Aaron Glenn back for year 2. A lot of high draft picks this year. How are you guys all feeling?
Yeah, it's been a great OTAs and mini camp. I'm going into my 3rd year, and I'd say this is definitely the most competitive that it's been between the offense and defense. And I think that's a really good thing because at the end of the day, we're just getting each other better. So the vibe within the entire program is very good right now.
How's Gino fit in coming back in? What's it been like working with him early doors?
Oh yeah, no, Gino's awesome. I mean, from the day he stepped in, you could tell that, this is a real veteran quarterback. You could tell that this is a guy that's been there before, and like he just gives confidence to the entire offense.
Love it. Look, Olu, we know you got to get back. You got to get to work, get ready for the new season, but please try and see as many games as you can. Norway, Senegal's coming up there next week. I think that's going to be an absolute bang, a chance to see Erling Haaland in person. Plus, as I say, Panama going to be there as well. So I love how much football you're going to get to see at MetLife, and we look forward to seeing you this upcoming season on talkSPORT.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Brilliant stuff. Olu Fashanu joining us on the S Word. What a great conversation. Big Man United fan. Flex got referenced as well. He was happy and nodding along to that. And really good dude. So hoping that the Jets can, reinstate themselves, get back on track. 3 first-round picks next year. Maybe, just maybe, they can be a contender within a couple of years because he is a player worth watching. Right, still to come on the show. We're going to do our power rankings coming up, and we'll look forward to tonight's games. I'm going to pick up basically our top 10 teams for the tournament so far. I've made the picks. Flex is going to react to them. It might be just as bad as the TR section. We'll have to wait and see.
Put your fours up.
Around here, we only use the F word.
talkSPORT presents
the S word. talkSPORT presents
the S word.
Get your full-on football fix from across the football galaxy.
The S word
from talkSPORT.
Some negativity creeping into the comments here on the S Word. I'm not having it in any way, shape or form. Let's take joy in the England performance. Mark says people are fools if they think that was an impressive display by England. It was basic and nothing more will be torn apart by better teams. I'm sorry.
Just live a little. Come on.
You're not a ball knower. That is a misunderstanding of what football is. It was the best tactical performance I've seen from England, particularly in the second half. The adjustments from Thomas Tuchel, I am so on board with it. I'm maybe not going to say it's coming home because I'll get in trouble for it.
It's coming home.
Oh, that was seedy. I'm not sure I was a fan of that, Gabs. Christ. Listen, quite a few people getting in touch with the show on there. Aaron Green is saying, I'd love Rashford to stay at United.
It could be that. It could be that. I'm still like, can I get my head around that this could actually happen? But I'm turning towards it.
We're gonna keep.
I don't think it'll happen. I think
pushing Flex on that. Yeah. And the truth, J-Dub says, Ronaldo is not the main guy anymore. He needs to come on as a sub. And that's exactly what we're saying. Stop building the team around him, and maybe you've got a chance with the talent that you've got there. We've covered all that on today's show. We did promise you the power rankings today. We're going to save those for Master tomorrow. After I put you through the CR7 line, I can't do you dirty a second time.
I need to leave here with a reputation still intact.
So, instead, we got on one of our favourite people in the world to talk about last night's England game.
A nation hopes that this time is our time.
Hopefully everyone fastened their seatbelts because it was quite a ride.
Decision, retake.
Who are we to argue with the officials?
At the second time of asking, slightly longer run up this time. Little stutter once more. The same way. England lead by a golden L. Number 80 for Captain Kane.
I have almost the feeling we wanted a bit too much and it held us back.
Declan Rice about to take this corner. It's an away swinger, left arm above his head. And a bullet header gives England the lead. He's done it again. Harry Kane.
How valuable is he going to be to England?
Headed down by Perisic. Moves out 2-2. Got it right on the stroke of half-time.
You're not going to win a World Cup conceding goals like those two.
So there's more to come. We have to improve.
Oh, what a start of the second half.
Bellingham's dictating the pace of what we're doing at the moment.
In he comes from Rashford, keeping his feet and winning the game for England.
Game, set and match.
England 4, Croatia 2.
What a performance it was from England, particularly in the second half last night. Defensively, maybe not quite what we'd hoped for in the first, but absolutely sensational in the second. I'm not having you haters who are getting up in the comments. Ben says, England didn't impress, Croatia are just washed. No, both things can be true.
I was going to say
it's still the toughest team that any of the seeds had to face, based on world ranking, based on previous performances, based on the players in there, and England impressed. If we're doing our power rankings right now, I'll tell you, the first week of the tournament, England. Just saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Watching on the stream.
USA were good.
USA, they were. I'm just going to. I'm not going to
spoilers. No spoilers.
That's all the spoilers you're getting for tomorrow.
We do have to remember that bit, though.
Yeah.
No negativity, but it is a finished Croatia. Like if we had, just hear me out. Like if we had to play Morocco, in our group, like tough.
Yeah, tough.
Really, really tough. Like,
and I believe that Thomas Tuchel has put together the system now to beat those teams.
That was good. People saying that it was just only because Croatia are washed and stuff like that. I don't buy that. Like we were good.
Let's talk a little bit about the stadiums, because there was we had Adrian Durham on yesterday, and he's going to be joining us here shortly. Gabs, you said that to me, by the way, just in case.
I was about to do that. I was about to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just follow orders, mate.
Well, look, we were going to talk about the stadium, but let's talk to a man who was there last night instead. An unexpected guest. Ollie just walked in here and went, do you want Adrian Durham after the break? And I'm like, literally, Ollie, the answer to that question will always be yes. So Adrian Durham joins the show now.
He's here. And Aid's going to come with all the positivity. I can't wait.
Hold on. Was there a late night last night? Because Adrian Durham's turned up with a bit of a Stevie Wonder vibe to him. What's going on with those glasses, brother?
Listen, we're down Stockyards last night after the England victory, and we are loving life right now here in Dallas.
I saw some of the people who were at Stockyards last night from within the talkSPORT family, and so I can believe that a good time was had last night. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is. I'm kind of like the daddy, almost the granddaddy to the group. So I'm looking after the kids, making sure they're okay. You know, some of them are they need a bit looking after. You know,
for people who haven't been to Dallas or Fort Worth before, haven't enjoyed the Stockyards, I mean, that is a proper Texas experience. Talk to us about what it was like there last night.
Oh, listen, I mean, if you want to immerse yourself in Texas and every bit of culture that goes on, just get yourself there. In fact, I was thinking about my stay in Dallas because it comes to an end tomorrow. We leave for Houston tomorrow, and I've been here just over a week. And actually, I've enjoyed a lot of things. We've been to the South Fork Ranch where Dallas was filmed. We've done the baseball. We went to see the Texas Rangers. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Didn't have a clue what was going on, but enjoyed it. The stadium itself is absolutely sensational. Will, you and I have spoken about this on the S Word before. It's absolutely amazing. We know the final should be there. We've done the book depository. Listen, I've really enjoyed immersing myself in Texas life, in Dallas life for a week or so, but I ain't coming back here. That's the reality. I'm not coming back here for a holiday. It's okay to a point, but there's only so many cowboy hats and boots and rodeos you can go to.
He's done it once. I wanted to ask you about the stadium, right? Because we were just talking about it and saying, I was like, wow, that stadium last night looked incredible. And I've been to a few out there in the States. I've been to the SoFi, been to the NRG Stadium, been to the Allegiant in Las Vegas, which is incredible. I wanted to just link it to sort of like Premier League stadiums. And you talk about stadia in this country. Okay, Spurs have built something great. But do you think there's a level up that we should be looking at? Instead of sort of the negative side of like, oh, they're Americanizing our game and this, that. We don't really like that bit of it, that bit of it. Is stadia something that we should look at in terms of the leading way to do things? Obviously football friendly, though.
It's a great point because I've actually been blown away by the stadia here. In Qatar, there were air-conditioned stadiums and they were freezing.
Yeah, they were.
And I didn't think you could possibly do it. Well, I've come here and the Dallas Stadium, the Dallas Palace, is actually, it's bordering on perfect in terms of stadia. The air conditioning leaves the climate absolutely fine. Obviously, we've discussed no need for hydration breaks there, but you know what that's all about.
Yeah.
There's quirks with the stadium. Like you've got the wall at Spurs. You've got the balconies at either end and the glass behind them at the Dallas Palace. I love all of that. I love the concourse areas where you can actually look out over the pitch. I love the fact the roof closes. I love the fact that screen is the biggest in the world. And there's so much to love about the stadium, but there's a good feel to it. It's hard to put your finger on it, but there's so many positive things about the stadium. But there's a good feel to it. And I know it's a cliche, but in America, they do things bigger and better. That stadium is living proof that in America, they do things bigger and better. And we could learn a lot because I think that as much as I love Everton Stadium and Spurs Stadium, they'd come here, have a look at the Dallas Palace and they'd think, hang on a minute, we've got this all wrong.
Right, can I just make a defence of the English stadium here? Because this next season in the NFL, we're going to have another new stadium. They are building them at a rapid rate right now. The Buffalo Bills have got a brand new stadium built right next door to the old one, and it has been designed almost exactly to the specification of the Tottenham Stadium.
Really?
So they've come and borrowed something from us to go and build something, bizarrely. Like, they saw them hosting the NFL there, they saw the shape, they put the single rake behind one end. It's so bizarre. When you see the flyovers in, because they're just finishing the stadium off still, you're like, sorry, am I in North New York or am I in North London right now? Like, it is. So there's a bit back and forth. There's a bit borrowing both sides. I mean, in that stadium, as beautiful as the stadium is, how good were the England fans last night?
I mean, brilliant. I actually, as you know, I've been following England for a lifetime and going to games. As a fan, before I did this role, I traveled the world watching England, and I absolutely love it. I've never witnessed anything like what happened at the end of the game yesterday, that connection between Harry Kane and the players and the fans. That was something else, with Harry Kane just standing there, hands on hips, looking at the fans, admiring their support. It was a really emotional, beautiful moment. I thought I was going to lose it at one point. I thought I was going to go. I was kind of looking at Jim Proudfoot as if to say, you're going to have to take over, because it was a really emotional moment. And we came close to that in Moscow with Gareth Southgate. There were a few moments like that. But this one was a very special moment. It was a moment that said, I kind of liken it to the Lionesses last summer, where Serena Wiegmann was talking about proper England. Now, actually, the Lionesses didn't play that well that last summer, but still managed to win the Euros. They never gave up. Maybe that was the proper England, the part of proper England she was talking about. With this, we didn't play well in the first half. I think we all know that. I don't need to go over the game. But absolutely dominating, played at a tempo, at a Premier League tempo, which is possible in that stadium because of the aircon. Played at that tempo, and that was proper England. And I think the fans really fully appreciated not just the victory, not just 4 goals, but the fact that the players were putting in the kind of performance that said, you know what, we are here to win this thing. Whether they do or not, they're actually really serious, and they believe that they can this time. The other minor point I'd say as well, isn't it great to see subs coming on and really contribute? Not like they're bit part, afterthoughts. You know, they really feel part of it. And I think in the past we've had subs coming on a bit stroppy, moody. They would never admit to it, but you can see it in the performance. They didn't quite have the buy-in, but they've got that now.
How much credit does Thomas Tuchel deserve? Like, we have to be careful. It's one game, of course. That we're not.
It's coming home, mate.
We can't take too much from it and start getting carried away. But at the same time, I do feel like now the dust is settling on this performance, everybody's talking about England in a different way, and it feels like, you know, the players have spoke about. You saw Declan Rice saying, "Oh, I realised we had a top manager at halftime after that speech." You know, it's also pennies dropping with the players a bit that actually, all respect to Gareth Southgate, but there is this feeling now and realisation that we have actually levelled up. Are you sensing that, or is it just way too early? And like one of the viewers said earlier, it's just a washed up Croatia side.
Listen, they scored a couple of great goals. Croatia, they can play. So washed up in terms of, I don't think they're going to get to the final or the semi-final. So, you know, the guy had a point there. But what I would say is this, that I want to fully respect Gareth Southgate. Just before the commentary started yesterday, I mentioned Gareth and said we wouldn't be in this point if it wasn't for the work that he had done. We actually needed him as a really strong bridge between the chaos of Iceland humiliation in 2016 to get into this point where we are appointing a manager with the directive, you must win a trophy. It's not you've got to do better. It's not we've got to play better. I mean, he knows the brief. He's got to win. We get into semi-finals and finals. He's got to win the trophy. And we've got to that point in a few short years because of Gareth Southgate. So what I think might have been missing from Gareth, and I think he speaks very well and he speaks very intelligently about a wide range of different subjects. But what I'd say about Gareth is that maybe at that moment where you need to drastically change something, he didn't necessarily have it in his locker because he didn't want to upset players. Thomas Tuchel couldn't care less. You know, he's gonna go in that dressing room, and we know the words he said. If you listen to Faker Others' interview with Anthony Gordon after the game, he tells her exactly what Thomas Tuchel says. Loosen up. I didn't see you play like this in training. Just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You lose a game. You'll still be following the principles that we've set out. Love all of that. And look at the start of the second half. Jude scores. Yeah. We could have had about 7 goals in a period of about 15 minutes. It was an insanely brilliant performance. So thoroughly deserved the win. Anything other than a victory for England would have been unjust. But they got it in style. I love it.
Adrian, I'm so glad that we did get you on today. We were going to do my power rankings from match day 1 first time. I think the second half from England is the best performance of any team in this World Cup so far. People wanted to talk about France-Senegal in the office earlier. I'm like, England created more chances. They had more pressure. Yes, there was the one Croatia chance later on at 3-2 before we got the fourth, but other than that, I thought England were sensational in the second half.
And they were. I mean, there's some imperfections there. I think Jordan Pickford needs to wake the hell up, concentrate. I mean, I'm a little... You know, I mean, he's the undisputed number 1, so it can't be a confidence thing. If anything, it's an overconfidence thing. Just do your job properly. You might have nothing to do for about an hour, but stay focused. Don't do stupid things. Do your job properly. There's one. Declan Rice, I've said before, I said it on breakfast on talkSPORT this morning. He plays within himself. I think he could be Steven Gerrard, but he's Steven Gerrard very, very light. He could be grabbing games by the scruff of the neck and winning them single-handedly. I really want to see more from him. It's a compliment to him that I think that. It's not really me hammering him. I know there's more in there. So there's little things to iron out. The defense, clearly a big problem, because the 2 goals we conceded were horrendous defensively, truly horrendous. So many sequence of errors for the first goal was outrageous. But in terms of the quality of the performance in that second half, yeah, I'm struggling to think of one. However, I am in the middle of Texas, and if I say out loud that England play better than the USA, I ain't getting out of this stage.
Visa denied at the next one.
Fifth on my list, I got to tell you. Adrian, wonderful stuff from you. Thank you so much for joining the show. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
For the regular listeners of yours, sorry we didn't get onto tonight's games, but that's fine, because we'll be back tomorrow to do a full review of those games and to look forward to the US MNT being back in action against Australia tomorrow night. So be back with the S word. Thank you to Flex. Thank you to everyone who joined the show. We're back tomorrow from 8 a.m. Eastern. Come on, England!
From kickoff to the full-time whistle.
talkSPORT presents
The S Word.